Awesome. So I'm so glad you guys are here with me today. Thank you for joining. And again, I hope that you're doing well with this pandemic. And I know that going through such difficult times with this pandemic is hard. So that's why I believe we have to pay attention to our health and energy. It's the most important thing for us these days. And I'm glad that you've joined me. So in case we haven't met, which we have already, I'm a human potential and leadership coach. I'm a behavioral consultant. I help people improve performance by improving their mindset and by tapping into what they can be and is possible for them rather than what they think is possible. So I believe creating a life on our strengths always create a life of success, but focusing on improving on our weaknesses creates an average life. So I believe our potential is unlimited and we can always be, do, and have more in life. And for that, we need to keep our mind and body healthy and at optimal shape. I chose this topic because I think the most important thing we need to succeed in life is having more energy. Energy to be a better mother, energy to be a better father, energy to serve our customers, energy to be a better teacher, energy to understand and add value to others, and energy to build a better life for ourselves and for our family. I'm also a believer of natural and safe diet and healing. I have been a vegan for years. And today I'm sharing some tips and some facts that have changed my life and also the lives of other people. I want more people to know what I know. And I'm not a doctor or a medical professional, I should say that, because anyone can learn and apply these tips. And we don't need to be in a medical field or in a health sector. You don't need to be in that field either if you're here today, because we're just covering the basics of what to do to stay healthier and have more energy by doing some simple things. So welcome. Today, as we know, we want to talk about biohacking. So if the term is not familiar to you or you haven't heard of it, biohacking is about understanding our body and mind and using everything at our disposal, like cutting edge technology, like tools and science and other things to become the best version of ourselves. And what does that mean? To have more energy and to live in a healthier body. It's also a kind of self-experimentation or to do it yourself, DIY. And that means we need to be vigilant and intentional about what's happening in our mind and our body. So asking why is a very significant part of biohacking. Understand the why behind how we're feeling, how we're thinking, is going to empower us to make impactful changes to our overall health, physical, mind, and well-being. So why should we ask questions? I think we need to be accountable for our health. I am sure that you agree with me. We should ask questions and find out why things are the way they are. It could be our health, it could be our finances, it could be our relationships, it could be anything. Good and positive change in any area of our lives start with a curious mind and good questions. So instead of just accepting aches and diseases and also thinking that fatigue and lack of energy are part of getting old, we can ask questions. We should ask questions why we have some setbacks, and we should approach that with a biohacker mind. So while this doesn't mean avoiding traditional medicine like conventional medicine, it involves using it along with other methods to figure out what works best So that means getting to the root cause of problems. And this is trying, like, for example, um, um, treating the real cause. That's what I mean, and not just the symptoms. Because in conventional medicine, usually what they're trying to do is to treat the symptoms. And that means choosing functional medicine, which is based on what? Experience-based knowledge. And that's right, really trying a scientific back strategy and seeing if that works for us. It's not a one prescription for all kind of thing. It's actually a customized and individualized approach. So if you're the kind of person like me that says, okay, show me the research and let me try it for myself, then functional medicine is for you. That's what you need. I know for me as a coach, I want to get to the root cause of the problems. That's who I am. And so functional medicine is the work to go for, is the way to go for me. Functional medicine is taking a whole body approach to health. And their goal is really to partner with patients to find the best way to get an effective wellness plan. So that's what they're trying to do, find a way to do it. So how can we biohack our body? How is it possible to biohack our body? Well, the two primary ways we can biohack our body for increased energy are, first, we have to reduce inflammation. Inflammation, so we can have more energy. We can run our body more smoothly. And second, supporting our mitochondria. So mitochondria, which is pronounced as actually chondria, better to say in a scientific, mitochondria, is actually our cell's energy powerhouse. What does it mean? Because the mitochondria is where the food breaks down and creates energy for cells. We call it a powerhouse. Biohacking understands that anything we do to give our body a boost has to do with mitochondria, right? Or mitochondria. Because mitochondria boost translates into what? In more overall energy. And that means in biohacking, we're really trying to do things that help our mitochondria to create more energy for the cells, right? So mitochondria are the working organelles, organs that keep the cell full of energy, right? Some cells have several thousand mitochondria while others have none. For example, muscle cells need a lot of energy, right? Because we do everything we do with our muscles. So they have loads of mitochondria. Neurons, cells that transmit nerve impulses, they don't need as many. So if a cell feels it's not getting enough energy to survive, more mitochondria can be created. So sometimes a mitochondria can grow larger or combine with other mitochondria. So it all depends on the needs of the cell, but we need to know that it is important to the work of the mitochondria, as they are the powerhouse of the cell. So this is what we really care about. And what we're going to do, we're going to find out how we can boost our mitochondria with the strategies that we are going to learn together. So mitochondria are primarily responsible for converting, really imagine the air we breathe and the food we eat into energy that our cells need to use to grow, divide, and function. So we want to learn how to make our cells healthier, and by helping our mitochondria through these biohacking techniques. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So The benefit of biohacking is basically is emphasizing our individuality. That's what we said. It's not a one prescription for all. Biohacking tend to view um, our body as a chemistry experiment, right? So when we are a biohacker, we think that our body is a chemistry experiment, and we are willing to try different techniques to see which one actually works for us, which one can enhance the overall function and outcome of our health. So if you're someone who is really tempted, intrigued by the complex system of the human body, biohacking could be something you really want to look into. So there are two things you need to know when you are considering to do biohacking. The first one is always listen to your body. When it comes to biohacking, it's actually about doing as little as possible to get the most significant effect, right? So you should not work too hard. You should not try something, you have to do it gradually, and you have to take one step at a time. So it's about doing as little as possible. So if, for example, God forbid, you've been chronically ill, or you have been not very in touch with your body, you can use some health trackers to get you in shape, to get you in tune. The second consideration is to work with someone who is a biohacking friendly doctor, like a functional medicine doctor, because they help you incorporate really all these techniques safely and guide you through more technical options that wouldn't otherwise be recommended. Okay, so that's very important to have someone who can walk you through step by step. So now that you have a better understanding of what biohacking is and how we can benefit from it, I'm going to share some techniques to get us started. Yes, gratitude. Expressing gratitude is the first one. When I wake up in the morning, usually, and I'm making my bed, brushing my teeth, getting ready, after my meditation, this is what I do. I spend a couple of minutes thinking about everything that I'm grateful for. Like, you can start with 5 things every morning. Thinking about things that are, might be you're taking them for granted. They don't need to be something huge. They could be the ceiling over your head. They could be the heating system in the house that keep you warm. They could be anything. They could be your relationships. They could be anything that you have in life. So think about them. And you can actually start a little gratitude journaling. So it really doesn't need to be a time-consuming process, because if it's too time-consuming, we're not going to do it, right? To be honest. So just set aside like a few minutes, like a 5 minute, 3 minutes, whatever you can every morning to do this. I would recommend to write it down in a journal. If not, just do it verbally. Just think it, or in your head. But you have to do it at least for 30 days. I would recommend 60 days, because they say after 66 days, every habit gets registered into the subconscious mind and becomes automatic. But make sure you keep at it. So this is something you're going to do, either, as I said, write it or mentally list the 5 points or whatever you want. This technique might seem very simple, but it's so beneficial, because studies shows time and time again, and it's almost guaranteed, that incorporating a regular gratitude practice into our daily routine will will boost our health and well-being, for sure. Okay. Meditation also is very, very helpful. As I said, it has profound impacts on our health and happiness. In fact, meditation has been shown to reduce inflammation. And you know better than me that that inflammation is actually the source of all pains and diseases. So This meditation can boost our immune system, can reduce immune cell aging, and can even influences our gene expression. Really can change our gene expression. And the benefits are pretty amazing when we think about it. So doesn't need to be something complicated, because right now they are creating all kind of meditations, and you have to listen to that. There are softwares, there are music, all of that. But there is one simple meditation that we can actually use to get started. So just sit down or lie comfortably, close your eyes, and make no effort to control your breathing. Just breathe naturally. But the important point is to focus all your attention on your breathing and on the how your body is moving with each inhalation and exhalation. So put all your attention on that, right? And notice the movement of your body as you breathe. Like, for example, observe your chest, your shoulders, your rib cage, your belly, all of these movements, and simply focus your attention on your breathing without controlling its pace or intensity. We don't need to do that. So, for example, they say deep breathing and keep it for this. No, none of that. We just want you to be comfortable and at peace, and you don't need to control pace and intensity of your breathing. And when your mind wanders, which will happen definitely, it doesn't matter. Don't force yourself. Just return your focus back very gently again to your breathing. So do this meditation practice 2 to 3 minutes every day. And if you can, extend it for like more, for example, for 5 to even 10 minutes. Okay. So this is a very simple meditation technique, which always works. And then if you want to use softwares and other things, do that by all means. And I actually, at the end of the webinar, I listed all the resources that I used to create this webinar. Okay, so you can take a screenshot and then use these resources for example, for meditation techniques. They're a bunch. Okay. The next thing is intermittent fasting. Have you ever heard of intermittent fasting? Well, I know my daughter actually used it, and she swears by it. Why? Because it helps to shed extra weight, extra fat. It helps flush the toxins from our body. It helps with digestive problems. That is amazing. But keep in mind that not every one of these techniques would work for everyone, because, for example, this might not be good for you for some other reasons. So that's why we say these techniques, biohacking, has to be experimented, and you have to see if that works for you or not. Okay. So, but this is, most people, when they try this, they really love it. So you should try it and feel if it bothers you. Okay, then stop, and you know that this is not for you. So intermittent fasting is not really hard. It's basically the process of going without food only for 12 to 16 hours. And for example, this may sound difficult for you, but you know what? If you eat at 9 p.m. at night and have your breakfast at 9 a.m., you're doing it already, right? 12 hours. So it's a great biohack strategy, because it improves our body's insulin sensitivity. What does that mean? That means that helps our body the insulin in our body to do its job. That means to process the sugar in the blood, which is one of the best, honestly, best markers of overall health. So that's one of the things it does. I know a lot of people actually who lost weight and shed a lot of extra fat and toxins just by doing this very simple method. right? So the next biohacking, which is again, well, most of us are probably doing it. Guess what it is? So the next one is exercising. I'm sure all of you are doing it. Sweating. That's the point. I mean, do some kind of exercise that helps you sweat the toxins, sweat the heavy metals. Like all the kind of exercises are good, but the intention here for us to get rid of the toxins that are built in our system. So when you're sweating, definitely you will getting rid of it, and eliminating them as much as possible, right? And sauna is very good. It also helps you to shed the extra fat, the toxins. But the extra benefit of exercise is our heart rate, right? That helps with our heart rate and helps with the health of our cardiovascular system, and also helps us to shed weight. So it's good to find some kind of exercise that help you to sweat. Okay, that's a recommendation. Next one, we all know sleep is really, really, really important, right? But we don't talk about like 7 hours of interrupted or not with a not a good quality sleep. We're talking about 7 to 8 hours of high quality sleep. That is very critical to optimal health. I'm so guilty as charged, because you know what? I sometimes go very late to bed because I can concentrate better when everybody else is asleep. And that gives me a time to really go and do a lot of things that I wasn't able to do during the day. But I know enough sleep and is one of the most important critical factors in overall health. Why is that, you might ask? This is because in our lymphatic system, which is the process by which our body clears actually neurotoxins from the brain, right? The lymphatic system runs in the deepest stages of sleep. So if you are like not sleeping really well overnight, during the night, this is not going to happen. At least it's not going to happen perfectly. You have to be in deep sleep so the lymphatic system can detoxify itself. So because of this, deep sleep has neuroprotective and effects and clear toxins from the brain. So, but not only lymphatic system, but also the rest of our body, the rest of the organs in the body have strict schedule of self-care, self-regulating, because there is a time for self-detoxing. For example, I can actually say a number of the organs in the body. Between 11 to 1 a.m., 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., our gallbladder is detoxing itself. Okay, so why should we be sleep at that time? Because the cellular repair is happening at that time in the gallbladder. We're building blood cells. We're releasing bile, right? Waste, right? So that's why we have to be sleeping at that time. Between 1 to 3 a.m., the liver is detoxifying itself. So we have to be in deep sleep so the liver can detox blood, can rest and recover. Between 3 to 5 p.m., our lungs are detoxing themselves. So we have to be in a deep sleep so our lungs can detox. 5 to 7 a.m., the large intestine is releasing bowels. So that's the time when we wake up and we release bowels and also meditate, right? That's the time that we have to do these things, because we're not necessarily in bed, but when you wake up, you have to try to release bowels, because that's why your large intestine needs some extra push to detox. Okay, and so on and so forth. Like stomach is 7 to 9. That's why you have to have breakfast and good concentration at that time. 9 to 11 is for the spleen. That's why when your spleen actually converts food to energy, which we call chi, right? 11 to 1 is your heart, is this circulation. That's the highest time, highest energy. So that's when you have to eat lunch, between 11 to 1. 1 to 3 p.m., that's the small intestine. So that you have low energy at that point, because that's when your body is absorbing food to convert it to energy, and that's your nap time, right? 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the bladder. Bladder has restored the energy, and that's when the bladder is going to release the waste in form of a liquid. Okay, and that's the time you have to work and study and be active. 5 to 7 p.m. is the kidney. Kidney stores nutrients, right? And that's when our kidneys are building bone marrow. That's vital in the bones. So that's the supper time. That's why they say eat your dinner between 5 to 7 p.m. because your body is doing certain things that by taking the food at that time is going to help you. Okay. So that is why sleeping is very important. Between, let's say at 11, you should be in bed, at least ready to go to bed. Next one, the next biohacker, which you never probably knew that taking vitamins is another biohacker system, is taking vitamins, right? That sunshine is a form of a vitamin D3 natural vitamin, which I believe in natural vitamins, fruits and vegetables. But I also believe in certain supplements. Like, for example, if somebody is living from the very far from the equator, like they definitely have vitamin D deficiency. So they have to take vitamin D3. It's very vital for them to take it. And most of us are deficient in vitamin D3, right? Because vitamin D3 is actually is like a hormone in the body, and it's so vital for the body, right? So, and because nowadays when we go outside, we're using sunblock. Sunblock is also, as we know, is not letting us to absorb all the sunlight because it's turning the UV back. We're not absorbing it. Therefore, the deficiency in D3 is more common these days. So what does the vitamin D3 does? It helps with energy levels, fight diseases. Is actually one of the things we take to fight cancer, like at the very high dosage, is helping body to fight disease, even colds, and reduce depression. It's an amazing supplement. We all need to take vitamin D3 every single day. So that's something we cannot forget. Oils, like fat. Not all fats are equal. Like omega-3 is something that is very, very, very beneficial, especially for women. Also, it's very beneficial for our brain. It helps with healthy brain. So if you're, for example, someone who's not eating seafood like me, try a fish oil supplement that has EPA and DHA, both. Okay, a fish oil that actually says EPA and DHA, because omega-3 is anti-inflammatory. So it actually helps with inflammation and protect what? The cell's DNA from damage. Is extremely helpful. So be sure to use a high quality omega-3 supplement, because fish oil can go rancid very easily, right? It has to be very high quality. So if we're getting a cheap fish oil, it could be a very bad thing for the body. So it has to be high quality. Usually they say Nordic Naturals is a good brand. So, and make sure if you're not getting enough omega-3 in your diet, make sure that you have a supplement like a fish oil or other kinds of, like for example, for vegans, we're not taking obviously fish oil, but we have flaxseed, we have other things we take for, which is a very good substitute for fish oil. And if you haven't ever tested your vitamin D levels, make sure you do that. Ask your doctor to do that for you, okay? Because we have to check our vitamin D levels from time to time. Okay, now I want to talk about something else which is very important. That is blue light. You know, the computer, the phone, every electronical screen that you're looking at has blue light. I'm sure you all know. And what does blue light do? It actually creates eye strain, pain, headaches, fatigue. All these are all side effects of blue light. Okay, so you need to limit your exposure. That's why they say don't spend all your time on looking at a screen or your phone. So we have to limit our exposure to blue light as much as possible. There are some blue light hackers. There are some glasses, actually, lenses that can help to protect our eyes from the blue wave light, okay, which is coming from the screen and other artificial light sources. So blue lights don't necessarily, these blockers don't necessarily reduce inflammation that is caused and changing our mitochondria, but they can actually help regulate their circadian rhythm. What's the circadian rhythm? That is the time that we say 11, go to bed, wake up at 5 or 6. That's the time your body needs to detox and regulate your organs. And this is the blockers are going to help you because what does the blue light do is blocking melatonin. Melatonin is, what is melatonin? It helps your body to go to rest, right? So light from electronic screens, actually, let me tell you, there is other lights that are coming from the screen. They're in all colors, but the blue light is the worst of all, right? Because what does the blue light do is fooling the brain to think that it's daytime, fights melatonin. The body stops releasing the hormone melatonin, which is naturally produced in the body, right? Because melatonin is a natural way of helping us to wind down and prepare for bed. And blue light is blocking melatonin. So if you're already, for example, like me, you're wearing prescription glasses, you can request the blue light blocking coating to be added to your lenses, which is the best way. So everywhere you go, you will have this with you, right? So the other thing that is very beneficial is the opposite of blue light, is the infrared. Infrared has amazing healing effects. Why? Because it charges our mitochondria and reduces inflammation. That's why nowadays you see a lot of saunas with infrared. So you have a little room, a sauna room, you go detox your body. At the same time, you're healing your cells with the light, the red light. Like, for example, like plants that convert light energy into chemical energy with photosynthesis, we have that exact same process in our body that help us to take like, for example, this infrared light and turn it into cellular energy, right? So red infrared light is therapeutic. So it's very good. And I actually have a link there. You can go and read more about how red light can charge your mitochondria. and help with your skin and reduces pain and inflammation. So at the end, I will share the link. Well, the next one, well, we all know, and is drinking water, right? Can you believe it? Drinking water, good, pure water, is also a biohacking that can benefit all of us, because our body, as you know, is made of water. So we should take water to not only flush toxins, but also nourish the body, replenish our supply uh, to optimal function. So that's, they say drinking water is one of the best biohacks for the body. So do not forget to drink water. They say 8 glasses a day, but I would say even more. All right. It flushes the toxins, it exports oxygen to cells and help with digestion. So let's do that. It has so many other benefits for body. Okay. So we don't whatever you do, make sure you always have your glass when you're working, because often we forget. I forget. Make sure you have your water beside you when you're working, so you won't forget. You can't miss it. Okay, so that's very, very helpful. Next one, it's safety, right? When it comes to biohacking, I want you to be careful, because biohacking, we know it's very effective. It's clinically backed. There's been so many clinical trials, research behind biohacking. So for example, one of the things we know is the mindfulness, meditation, gratitude. We know all of these things. It's proven they help reduce anxiety and chronic pain, because we get rid of inflammation. Why does that happen? Because you are actually calming your amygdala in your brain, right? Amygdala calms down, then you're not creating that hormone, the cortisol. Therefore, cortisol is creating inflammation in the body. So when you are meditating, when you are thinking about grateful for things in your life, you're calming down the amygdala. You're not worried. Okay, so that reduces the inflammation. Cryotherapy means cold therapy. I don't know if you have ever heard of that, but I know some people actually go and fill out their top with ice, and actually they go sleep in that bathtub, which is full of ice, for 5 minutes or less, or they take extremely cold showers. That's proven that helps your immune system, right? But again, this is not something you want to introduce to your body, like 5 minute jump into the ice right away. No, you want to try taking a little bit colder showers if you want to introduce it to yourself for a very short period of time, 1 second, and then switch between hot water and cold, switch, and then make the duration of cold a little bit longer, and then introduce it to your body and see how it works for you. Maybe sometimes it doesn't work for you, right? It's possible, but this is some of the things they say it's very good for boosting the immune system. So what I'm saying is, before doing anything, you need to make sure that this is works for you. That's why we say it's like a DIY. It's like a self-experimentation thing, right? And my recommendation is to find a functional doctor, a functional medicine doctor, to ensure that you are implementing techniques that are safe for you. Okay. Because if you go Google biohacking, you will find so many other ways to do it. But you need to make sure that this is guided and you are doing what's good for your body, right? Because why? Each body is different, right? Each body is different. We're all different. So we have to take the time and make sure that we're not tinkering with our body too much, and what we're doing is good for us. Okay. So paying close attention, which is really, really important. Now I want to share with you the sources we utilized for this event, and take a screenshot, because you are going to, if you want, you can go to the source of all this information, because none of this is coming from me. I have used and experienced all of these techniques, and I've seen the benefits. But this is all the sources, because again, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just sharing what I know with my friends, because I am, again, a human potential coach, and I know how we can, like anything in our life, I know that our potential is unlimited. So we need a lot of energy to create a life of success. And so we need a lot of energy to do that. Wonderful. So congratulations. You stayed with me till the end. And I'm just want to tell you, if you have any questions, always, this is my email, and you can find me on Facebook and on LinkedIn and other places. So now I want you, if possible, I'm just going to stop sharing the screen. And I want you to tell me which one of these techniques actually was more, spoke to you. You think is going to be more something that you're going to do for yourself, to experiment, and which one you have already done and you notice some good positive effects. Who wants to share?
I go first.
Hi,
hi everyone. I tried meditation for a couple of years. Actually, I learned transcendental meditation 21 years ago, but I didn't practice. I don't practice it often, but when I'm under too much pressure, I practice that one, and I see the benefits out of it.
Yeah.
And the other technique that I really like is cold shower. I took a course from Wim Hof. He's the Iceman, and he
Yeah.
explained many techniques about
Right.
how to breathe and how to start taking cold shower. But I don't recommend going cold turkey, meaning that you need
Yeah.
to
Absolutely.
follow step by step. And I have seen the advantage of that one also.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing, Ali. Absolutely. Don't go cold turkey. Yeah, because you get a flu, if you believe me, you get a cold, a bad cold, if you stay in the cold shower for long at the very beginning. So your body should get used to it first. Like anything else, you have to get used to, introduce it to our body gradually, step by step. Wonderful. Thank you, Ali. Anything else you want to share, Ali? No?
Actually, there are some other techniques that you explained. For example, drinking water is a a great thing.
Yeah.
Keeping ourselves hydrated all the time, that's a good thing. The other thing, you were talking about the blue light.
Yeah.
Based on my research, I know that when we take a look at, for example, a smartphone, and when we get that blue light, the the spectrum of the light that we get is the spectrum of the light that human during last 4 million years got at the early morning, and the brain
Exactly.
that it's 5 a.m. and
Yeah.
it's hard for brain to convince the body to get back to its sleep. And that's the
Exactly.
reason there is a very interesting software Flux you can install on your PC or Mac, and you can tell the Flux that, okay, I'm going to wake up at 9 a.m. and it start from 7 let's say 8 p.m. to reduce the blue light of your screen. That's
Exactly.
one thing. And there is a couple of apps that you can install on your smartphone. And when you tell the app that I plan to wake up at 8, it mimic the same behavior. It tries to get rid of the blue light and make it more in a reddish light to help you to better sleep.
Wonderful. Do you mind sharing that software in
Sure,
the
sure.
chat? That would be
Definitely.
awesome. Yeah, actually, I didn't know there was a software, but I had something on my the Apple. Actually helps. You can do it on your laptop, and at night, all of a sudden, my computer it is turning like in a yellow kind of light, and turns it. So it's not as you don't get that light spectrum. You get the yellow light, which is very good and much more comforting for eyes, because I often sometimes when I switch it off, or sometimes I don't know what happened, and then I could feel that my eyes were very, very tired after a while. So thank you, Ali. Wonderful. Really appreciate it. And as Ali said, and we shared, yeah, it's blocking melatonin and affecting the production of melatonin in our body. So it has to be limited as much as possible. Anyone else wants to share any of the things that you probably already experienced, or you are going to try? So one takeaway.
I can share with some stuff that I've tried. I'm a water drinker. My favorite drink is water, and so I take a lot of it. But I was having health issue and went to a special. This is not a normal doctor. This is like a more integrated doctor,
Yeah.
and
So
she
look.
she
Mhm.
she did a scan on my body and noticed that there is a problem with my body that I have, and she asked me to reduce my salt intake and and put salt in my water, which makes absolutely no sense. The reason is the water filter that I have
Mhm.
actually takes out a lot of micronutrients.
Mm.
So by putting the what's it called, Himalayan salt actually has micronutrients, which
Yeah.
is added back into your water, will
Absolutely.
help your body function properly.
Mineral.
So just a reminder, drinking water is excellent, but know your source
Yeah.
and know your filter, and so that would be important to do. Let's see.
Awesome.
The
Yeah. My filter is actually this big. It's huge. And I ordered from Canada because they don't have it here.
Mhm.
And well, it has a huge filter, which is all minerals in the minerals. And there
Oh
is a
wow.
lot of sand and also rocks in the bottom of the. So it actually goes through all these minerals and filters the water, and because it gets all the bad stuff like fluoride and all of the things, and then goes through the minerals, and then goes through these rocks, and then I drink the water. It's
Mm,
actually so good. And I can actually send you guys the name.
that
I
would be
just forgot the
fabulous.
name, but I'm going to find it. It's downstairs. Take a picture and send them to you. uh, yeah, it's very, very important what source of water thank you so much, Cindy. Absolutely, very, very critical.
And
um,
also the I am trying to figure out what is the right fish oil,
mhm.
because I know fish oil is very good for us, but everybody is claiming their fish oil is the best.
Yeah, they're
But if anybody has specific brand that they recommend and why, I would really appreciate it, because I have tried different types of fish oil and I don't know. Um, um,
I recommended Nordic Naturals. This
Nor
this source that I actually trust. They
okay.
are recommending Nordic Naturals because it's wild Nordic, like from Alaska, and it's a white salmon.
Okay.
So it's called Nordic Naturals. So fish oil from that company, they say it's really good.
Okay.
So maybe you want to try it, or actually look into Nordic Naturals and see if that is, it's suitable for you, like it has the kind of standards that is agreeable to you. But yeah, you can look into that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me see. For blue light, I found in Taiwan something called white charcoal.
Yeah.
And white charcoal is supposed to be able to help you to block out blue light as well. So if you don't have the blue light glasses, that is another option to get, because you can also use that to cleanse your water as well. So it has multiple uses.
Yeah, it's white charcoal.
It's called white charcoal. It's from Taiwan.
What can you just put it in the chat?
If I when I find it, I'll send it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know charcoal is actually very good, because there are even pills, charcoal pills. Some people take after, for example, if they're eating something that is not suitable for body, they take one of those pills and they just
flush it
and drink water after, and then it takes care of it. So yeah, I know charcoal is very, very good. Yeah. Awesome. Melanie, my sweet friend, do you have any? You're leaving?
Yes, I have another meeting in 5 minutes, but it was really interesting. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm going to look into the vitamins and stuff like that. I do expressing gratitude for sure every night, drinking lots of water. I do that all the time. Intermittent fasting as well.
You do that? Wow, that's awesome.
But the meditation, I have very difficult to do that. I started last year, but in my mind, I'm so busy and I have difficulty. I will have to put it in my schedule and do it. But right now, it's
Melanie, one thing, it doesn't need to be like 30 minutes. Just start with whatever you can. Maybe even as short as 5 minutes. Just do it as short as 5 minutes. And even with the one the method we actually explained here, discussed, is just 2 to 3 minutes. So start that to your, and just that's only your breathing, and you want to go in peace with your breathing, watching your body, what's happening when I'm inhaling and exhaling, and watching the movement of my body. That's going to get rid of all the thoughts that you are coming to you, invading your mind. And if they come to you, that's fine. We always say, do not persist on getting rid of the thoughts that are coming to you, because that's going to be even worse. So gently, right? And just 2 to 3 minutes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Great. So anyone else? Patty, hello, my friend.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Sorry, I was late. So
okay.
I just saw the slide, still intermittent fasting. I think it's for me, it's the hardest thing to do. I want to do this, but I'm not able to. I have tried, but I failed. But I think I will try to do that again.
Patty, you know what you need to do? Yeah, so stop eating at 9 p.m. and water is always okay. Like, you can drink water, of course, as much as you want.
Yeah.
But don't eat breakfast until 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And you're already
I will try that.
Yeah. And then before 9 a.m., like, hot water is really good for body. Hot water.
Okay.
When you start
your
day, 2 to 3 glasses of hot water. Not very hard to burn yourself, but hot water. Introduce and then introduce food after 9. It's really good. It's flushing all the toxins and help you lose the, if you have extra weight, extra fat in some areas in the body, which women usually do, our love handles. Yeah, that takes care of it.
I
Awesome.
will do that.
Wonderful. Have you done
Also
anything?
sleeping 7 to 8 hours. Those days I just have 5 hours
Yeah.
because of the study of the work. So it's not really good for me, I know. I will find a way.
I know I'm actually doing that. I'm really bad at going to bed early because, as I said, I need to do a lot of things during the day, and so I'm busy doing other stuff, and I have my students, and I'm always very busy. But when after dinner, then I have time to really sit down and see what's left, what I have to do for tomorrow. And sometimes I look at the clock, and it's, oh my God, it's 1:30 a.m. Like, and that is really bad. And you know what? Let me tell you, when I go to bed late, I can't sleep. It's like you've experienced it. So when I go to bed at 11, usually I toss and turn a little bit, and then I can sleep. It just takes a little bit of time, but then I sleep well. But when I go late, and the next day, I'm telling you, I'm exhausted when I wake up in the morning, really exhausted. And something else I experienced, when I'm staying too late, I think that I'm doing productive work, but it's not that productive either. Because at one point I'm stressed because I think it's getting too late, knowing the side effects of not going to bed early. That's in the back of my mind. And also I'm kind of exhausted too, so it's hard. So what I'm trying to do right now is just cutting back like 1 hour every night, and like try to at least be in bed by 11. My husband leaves at 10. Whatever happens is by 10 to bed. Yeah, he's smarter than me, but yeah, that's what I need to do. Yeah. So anyone else? Manos, June, do you want to share anything? No.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Manos, June.
Hi, Azizam.
Thanks for joining.
Oh, of course. I enjoyed it, Azita-jan.
Wonderful.
I'm so glad I'm here.
Oh, I'm so glad.
I
Actually,
didn't have time, but
yeah,
I forced myself to sit and listen to your beautiful voice and whatever you say. It's very helpful.
Thank you.
And I enjoy it. I write it everything step by
Oh,
step down.
I'm going to share this replay with you, all of you again. Okay, so you will receive the replay.
Yeah.
So you go over the, and then you can just write notes if you haven't. And just make sure you look into the sources that we shared, because that's where everything came from. All that we talk about today.
Yes. And I just have a question about the fifth thing. It was deeply asleep, like good sleep. Like, yeah.
Yes.
And you said 5 to 7 is for this, and 7 to 9 is for this. Yeah. And 9 to 11 you said is for kidney or something else?
Let me just put everything in chat now for you, everything. And then you can copy and paste it, okay? I think this is extremely helpful.
So yes.
Thanks for asking. Let me do that.
Yes. Okay.
Here's the chat. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste.
Thank you. Okay.
So copy and paste this.
Okay.
So you know what's happening. And that's actually from Chinese medicine, because I truly believe in Chinese medicine.
Of course. Yeah.
And that's what they do. I know Cindy knows. Cindy is practicing Chinese medicine, and she's a believer and a practitioner.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Also for Nordic natural, for the fish oil, where we can find that, like Costco?
No, I
Also,
don't think Costco
Whole
carry
food,
them.
maybe.
Whole food.
Okay.
Or
Whole
if
food.
they don't, maybe Whole Food usually does. They carry good brands.
Oh, okay.
I always buy my supplements from Whole Foods, or
Whole Food.
not, just order online,
Amazon, maybe.
Amazon.
Okay.
But look
And
into it. Make sure that what they say is true for you, is good for you, right?
yes, yes, of course, of course. And the other thing was the machine or the purifier machine for
Okay.
the good water. And you
Yeah.
said order it from Canada.
If you
Don't have it.
No, but I'm going to stop the recording right now, and then I'm going to wait here. I'm going to get the information, and I'm putting it on chat for you.
Oh,
I just
perfect.
okay. So I'm just going to say goodbye, and just bear with me. Don't go. Just want to
Okay.
stop the recording. Okay.
Okay.